Good morning! Magic Monday is live! I'm Michael Heppel. A bit echoey, aren't I? That's probably better if I do a bit of that. I think the reason I was a bit echoey is because I had my tunes up too loud. Nothing wrong with that though. We like a bit of tune. This is the music that we have to introduce you to Magic Monday Live. We've got some other bits and bobs as well. Love this though. Anyway, enough of that. That was a very abrupt stop. I'm looking for a bit of kit I can use to gently fade out my tunes, because at the moment it is very, very abrupt. But I do have some nice things to be able to do. I can do this, which is the intro. Right, shall we get busy? 'Tis the season to be anxious. So I have a great friend of mine, a guy called Fat Tony. Some of you might know Fat Tony. He is amazing on Instagram. DJ Fat Tony, if you want to follow him on Instagram. And he does some funny things. He actually posted one of my memes. Some people think that I'm copying him, but he's actually copying me. That's what's happening. So I posted this one. I don't know if you've seen it today. If you care, let's show you anyway. Look. When you're banging out Footloose and haven't a clue what the lyrics are. Footloose, pet goose, picked a fight with a moose. Cheese, stiff breeze, look out, here come the bees. I challenge you to read that without doing it with the Footloose tune. And if you would like to pinch that meme, then it is available on Instagram. And here's how you can always tell if it's one of mine, because somewhere I always do a little disguise. And I can just show you. See, just if I go and tune right in there. You see that? Heps. Hang on, there it is. That's how you'll know it's one of mine. I always just do a little watermark just in like that so you can see it. Usually quite well disguised. And that's my meme of the day. Footloose, pet goose, picked a fight with a moose. Cheese, stiff breeze, look out, here come the bees. Right, anyway, enough of that, because it's meant to be educational today. And I'm meant to be talking to you about being anxious. So we are already in that place, aren't we? Where it is the season to be anxious. People are already starting to feel it. Oh my goodness, I went for my booster jab this morning. And it was a bit rainy and people had to queue outside. My goodness, the vast majority of people were great, I have to say. But there was one or two people who were like properly, I have to stand outside. My goodness, man, there's people who still haven't got any power after 10 days. By the way, I don't want to be a north-south thing, but could you imagine if a London borough hadn't had power for 10 days? And yet it's all right if it's up there in the sticks. It's all right up in Northumberland or in the middle of the moors in County Durham or Scotland. Yeah, 10 days some people haven't had power now. Our next door neighbour hasn't had water for 10 days since last Friday night. Tree came down, went straight through his water main. Oh. Anyway, so anxiety is definitely a thing. There's no doubt about it. And what I thought I would do is, rather than talk about anxiety, I thought I would talk about how not to feel anxiety. So I've got 5 ideas. This is taken from the genius Steve Kelly, who always has 5 things for us. And the 5 things I want to share with you are 5 ways to avoid anxiety, 5 things to do. And that's the first thing to realize, that if you think about anxiety as rather than something that you have, it's something that you do. It's interesting, isn't it? Rather than something you have, it's something that you do. It's always going to be easier to handle it. So how do you do anxiety? My guess is that there are certain things that you do when you are feeling anxious. So it might be your breathing might change. And it might be that you might tense up, or you might be look around in a suspicious way, or there'll be certain things, there'll be certain behavior patterns. So the best thing you can do straight away is to change how you breathe. And rather than breathing like somebody who has anxiety, instead to breathe like somebody who is calm. And let your breath do the work. It's quite challenging to feel anxiety when you're breathing deep and slow. Next thing, are you doing your best? Because all anybody really expects is that you're going to do your best. That's it. Are you doing your best? It's a good question to ask all the time. We kind of beat ourselves up. I'm not getting this done. I'm not getting that done. Haven't sorted out this. I haven't sorted out that. Oh, people are on the shift. They're going to like this or they're going to like that. Are you doing your best? And if you can honestly answer, yes, I'm doing my best, it's almost a relief that comes over you. It's like, well, I'm doing my best. But the flip side of it, which is number 3, is you have to assume that other people are doing their best as well. So getting triggered by something, getting triggered by what somebody says or what somebody does, especially over the next few weeks. I mean, my goodness, you know what? You just have to think people are doing their best. Today, when we were pulling out of Hexenbart, after I had my booster, an old bloke came reversing out of a place, and Christine had to wham the brakes on the car. She was like, "Oh man, what are people like?" I went, "You know what? He's just probably doing his best." And she gave me that look as if to say, "Yeah, okay, Mr. Personal Development, but he could have crashed into us." But you know what? He's just had his injection. There's been a bit of a storm going on. It's wet and windy today. He's probably just doing their best. And if you have that mentality, that mindset of everyone's doing their best, and give people a chance, it's amazing how that reduces your anxiety. Number 4, add time. Now, obviously you can't control time, but you can control how we think about time. So when you're feeling anxious about something, ask the classic questions, which are, how will I feel about this in 1 hour? How will I feel about this in 1 day? How will I feel about this in 1 week, 1 month, or 1 year? And each time you go through that, like sometimes an hour is enough. How will you feel about this in an hour? Well, I'll be home by then. It'll be fine. How will I feel about this in a week? Well, I've probably forgotten about it. A month or a year, completely will have forgotten about it. So I love doing that time test and say, how will I feel about this in? And sometimes it can be as short as 1 hour. And then the final thing is to realize that actually no one cares. If you haven't seen this already, this is an interview that I did with Patrick Kilty. I did a 17 minutes worth interview with Paddy. And he's a brilliant, brilliant guy. And I was very privileged to be his coach for 2 years and then became great friends. So when we started Team 17, I asked if he would be interviewed for a 17 minutes with. And during the 17 minutes with, we always do this. Can you answer 17 questions in 1 minute and 17 seconds? And we go through rapid fire questions. And then right in the middle of it, he just did this. Fantastic. A life lesson that stuck with you?
No one cares. This is a really, really important lesson, and you can stop the clock, and we got to get into this because you and I have known each other for a while, and one of the things that when we first met was I thought that people cared as much as I cared about me, and whenever you actually, it's a very, very liberating thing that I would be slightly paralyzed, and I was a procrastinator. And so self-doubt and procrastination are not really good bedfellows. And you were very, forthright about it and just said, you got to do it. You got to do it. And it made me feel uncomfortable. It was back to that stuff that we talked about right at the start. And the minute you do it, but the key thing about it is, and this set my mind completely free, is that the phone call that you don't want to make to someone, the approach that you don't want to make, or what will they think, here's the big secret in life.
How good is that? No one cares. We say that a lot in Team 17 when people are worried about something, feel anxiety about something, say, don't worry, because no one cares. It's not in a bad way. It's not in a negative way that nobody cares. It's just that no one cares. So 5 things. I'm going to have a look through the comments. If you haven't done a comment yet, just say where you're watching from. Leave a little comment. Let me know what you think about this today. So number 1 is act as if. So breathe like you are relaxed rather than breathing like you're anxious. So number 1 thing you can do. It's so simple. And what I would suggest you do is you practice doing it when you don't need it, so it's there when you do. Secondly, ask yourself this question: am I doing my best? Am I doing my best right now? If you are, you know what? It's a relief. Doing my best. Nobody can expect any more. Aha. Well, that's number 3. Don't expect any more from other people. Everybody else is probably doing their best as well. So things that would normally trigger you, you just have to say, you know what? They're probably doing their best. Number 4 is to add time. How will I feel about this in an hour, a day, a week, a month, a year? How will I feel about it then? And usually an hour or a day is going to be enough. You're going to feel fine about it. You're worried about, being somewhere or train's going to be delayed or something's going to be happening. How will I feel about this time tomorrow? Well, I'll probably be home by then. Everything is going to be fine. And then number 5, remember, in the nicest possible way, no one cares. Thank you for that, Paddy. So let's have a look, see who's here. So we've got Matt Bird. Hello, it's Matt here. Fling and jigging in the cool land of smiles, Thailand. So Matt did his book launch on Saturday morning, and it was brilliant. If you haven't seen us doing the jackfruit treasure, I'm not sure whether we're calling it a fling or a jig, but all these people on a Zoom doing this dance, like pirate dancing. It was bizarre. It was absolutely brilliant. So congratulations, Matt, for your book launch. It was a pleasure to be involved. Here's Roger Wilson Crane. Hi, Michael, and everyone from a rather cold Doncaster. It's rather cold everywhere. Be careful, folks, with what's going to be happening over the next few days. Here's KC. Good morning, everyone, from a rainy weekly. And here's Ruth. Hi from the sunny Highlands. See? Sunny up there. Fiona says it's just awful. I think we're talking about the storm things. Hello from Paisley. Hello. I got a big Scottish contingent in today. That's good. Lovely to see you, Emma. And here's Angie from Witham. Lovely to see you, Angie. And here, hello from Cheshire. Rainy and very cold. Ah. There's usually no need to be anxious about most things. People often latch onto hyped up things and they see and start worrying. It just takes away your energy. True. Let's focus on what we can do to shift our focus on showing kindness to others. Everyone's doing their best all year. Also, reverse into parking spaces, not out. That's good advice. Thank you. Here's Nick Finney. Hello from Enfield. Some excellent advice here, Mr. H. Thank you very much, Nick. I appreciate that. No one cares. I love it, don't you? North Wales is in the house. Woohoo! And here is Gail in Warrington, Cheshire. Brilliant advice on avoiding anxiety. Thanks. I had a nice chat today. I had a nice chat with Gail yesterday because we were doing a how to winter well. That's right. Yeah, how to winter well. And we did a special session. It was a retreat. We did it online as part of Team 17, and it was brilliant. We had loads and loads of great advice and ideas to winter well. We had our friend Joachim, who came on from Norway and taught us about hygge and how to do hygge and how the Norwegians do it. You don't need to buy a book on it. Oh no, he just gave us the bang on advice. It was amazing. We had Elizabeth Chandler came in from Barbados. How to winter well in Barbados. Yes, just get on the beach. Perfect. But she was talking about some of the stuff that they do as well, which was really interesting. And it was run by Kate and by Fee, and it was absolutely brilliant. Oh, hello from a wet and windy floor near Northamptonshire. Fabulous advice. Thank you. Pleasure. Salford. Good stuff. I'm doing my best. Yes. Great deep breaths outside before you walk or do any tasks. Always good. Brilliant 5 things. Number 4, add time. So powerful. Yeah, it is, isn't it? Simple ideas. It's remembering to do it, Matt. That's the thing. You've got to remember to do it. Here's Fee from Westerhope. Really enjoying Magic Monday. I nearly didn't volunteer to contribute to a retreat to Team 7. What do you mean you nearly didn't do it? You had to do it, Fee. It was brilliant. Hi, Michael. Hello, Tracy. Lovely to see you. Watching from Manchester. There's Sharon. Absolutely love No One Cares advice. It's so good, isn't it? So good. Man, I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Wouldn't that have been a loss to Team 17? Yeah, it would have been a loss if you hadn't done that fee. Misery Day and Wiltshire. Wrap up warm. Winter well. Hello from a wet and windy Twickenham. Look, it's this Dax. This is coming, isn't it? This winter is coming in, and we need to know how to winter well. Not because, no point in wanting to change the weather. We can't do that, but we can winter well. Hope that dry weather means more work is being done to reconnect everyone in the north. God, I hope so too. How are you doing, Michael? Are you Christmas ready? Do you have a tree up yet? No, we don't put ours up until about a week before Christmas. That's when we normally put ours up. It just feels about the right time to do it. So thanks very much, everybody. I've thoroughly enjoyed spending this Magic Monday with you. I will be back here next week, Magic Monday, and then the one after that is the last one of the year. So we're going to have some fun on the last one of the year, and the one next week is going to be intriguing. Let's put it that way. See you soon, everybody. Bye.